Welcome to Business Digest Radio, Southern Colorado's source for business, policy, economics, workforce, and innovation. Brought to you by Colorado Media Group. Here's your host, Dirk Hobbs.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Business Digest Radio program. I'm your host, Dirk Hobbs, and we want to welcome you to a 1-hour conversation about what's going on here in Southern Colorado in the business and economic realm. And we're excited to have Brandon Eldridge, who's the Executive Director from the Small Business Development Center here in the Pikes Peak region. We're going to get to him in just a moment, but we want to backfill you on some of the leading headlines in the news this past week. The state's labor market shrinks in February. No surprise there. With all the anti-development sentiment and all the regulatory components that businesses are facing right now, it's no surprise really that there's a little bit of a contraction in the market right now with employees. But right as of February, Colorado lost 7,200 private sector jobs in the month of February, a decline compared to moderate growth in January, according to the labor market from Nonpartisan Common Sense Institute released April 22nd. This is kind of a trend that we're seeing, and we're anticipating a similar report for March and April. There's just so much pressure on businesses right now. And with the Iran war and other components going on around the world in the whole economic equation, the global markets, we're starting to see a little tightening on new jobs growth in the state of Colorado. So lots happening on the East Coast and other parts of the United States where businesses are tending to move towards. But what we're trying to do here in Colorado is stop the legislative push on businesses and start easing those restrictions and burdens on them so they can start rehiring, expansion, growth, and all those things that help us keep our state thriving in new innovation, new projects throughout the state of Colorado. And right now, it's just it's a little bit of a tug of war between the two parties in terms of what and how to balance our budget. Because as of now, we're still at a $1.5 billion shortfall for the state of Colorado. The state's private sector employment shrank by 2% compared to 2% rise in private employment across the country. So as you can see, we're on the south end of that equation. Losses were concentrated in service-oriented industries, but steady growth in the construction sector suggests that investment may not be a flagging in response. So among the other key findings were the total non-farm job growth was a negative 0.3%, while the national average was plus 2%. The state ranked 37th among all states over the past 12 months. 3 of Colorado's 11 job sectors, construction, education, health services, and trade, transportation, and utilities, grew over the past year, while all other sectors saw a little bit of a decline. The state's unemployment rate did stand at just under 4% at 3.9. So businesses, what we're trying to appeal to you to do is contact your chambers, EDCs, and other representatives, business support organizations in your community. Contact your legislators, and talk to them about what you want to see happening as it relates to some of these bills that are being pushed through the General Assembly. The challenge we have with General Assembly bills is we as an electorate never really see them. We see them on a list of bills, but we don't necessarily understand what they mean. It's being deliberated and voted upon in the General Assembly. So the only way we can effectuate change there is if we as the electorate contact our elected officials and say, vote yes or no on this particular bill item. Okay, that's the only way it gets done once these items are in the General Assembly. So take a close look. There's a four bill section in the General Assembly right now that proposes to put another close to $600 million burden on Colorado businesses right now. And we have absolutely got to turn this off, folks. We've had a lot of businesses move out of here, starting, the big moniker that comes to mind is the Palantir discussion, where the guy literally uproots overnight and says, we moved from Silicon Valley to avoid this. We came here, we found it here in Colorado. Now we're going to go to South Florida on this. We've got to put an end to it. So all this effectuates how you hire, how you buy new equipment in your restaurant or in your retail store, how you buy new product or innovate in your business. So pay attention, get involved, contact your legislator and say, I do not want you to vote yes on this bill. And a concentration, a wave of that kind of activity starts to put them in a different frame of mind as they go to the ballot. And so also contact your EDC and chamber and let them know that you're on board with them expressing a collective voice from your business sector that you do not want these particular bills enacted. These are contradictory to business growth. And we need to be very conscientious of that so that when we do pivot in November after the general election, in our state's election for governor, whatever that pivot's going to be, that we're starting to reposition the state as a destination for innovation in our core economic clusters, be they aerospace and defense, cybersecurity, quantum, whatever it is, plus those general population and family industry sectors, hospitality, education, healthcare, all the big clusters that keep everything humming underneath. And then our land-based economic sectors, we definitely want to keep those flourishing and as well-funded as we possibly can. So get involved, folks. Unfortunately, you can't just kick back and hope for the best. You actually have an active voice in this, and collectively we can make a difference. All right. Now, I know that a lot of you know Brandon Eldridge. He's, again, the executive director at the Pikes Peak Small Business Development Center. They're part of the SBA in the nation. Of course, they are operating right now under the Colorado Springs Chamber EDC. Privileged to have you back, Brandon. Glad you're here.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be interesting to see what your thoughts were on my initial sortie there.
Okay, sure.
But what I do like to do is just orient our guests to, who's sitting in front of us, because for the 10 people that don't know you out there in the world, I definitely want them to get familiar with you and your organization and kind of what you guys do in a nutshell.
Very good. Thank you so much. This is Colorado Springs. But I will say there's so many folks in this community that I still have the privilege to meet. But thank you for that. I'm grateful for that. Our office has a lot of influence and impact for businesses in this community. They do. So the more people I do know, the better we can do our work. So, but as you mentioned, we're part of the Colorado SBDC network. There's about 14 offices here in the state. We're hosted by the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC here locally, which is kind of unique. A lot of times you'll find SBDCs are in university. In fact, we were part of UCCS and Pikes Peak Community College back in the day. They wrote our,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they wrote our first grant in 1988. Okay. So we've been around for a while helping small businesses. Every year we service around 700 entrepreneurs through free one-on-one consultations. And those are always confidential. So we do it in a setting that allows you to be very transparent about the real challenges of your business, meaning intellectual property, cash flows, maybe some stress in your personal life and how we're not therapists, but yeah, we help in a lot of ways.
Good.
So, and then we also provide a lot of low-cost workshops. Last year, we did around 100 workshops, and that's in collaboration with a lot of community partners. So you might find us operating up at Tri-Lakes with the Tri-Lakes Chamber, all the way up to Woodland Park in Teller County, and we do some classes now in Cripple Creek. And then we sometimes work with our military community. So we've got some folks that sometimes deploy down to Fort Carson. One of my advisors frequently goes on to the Air Force Academy. And about a third of my clients are military affiliated. So we really run the gambit. We want all entrepreneurs to feel welcome in the work that we're doing and get access to those free resources.
So this is more of somebody who's really just trying to start a business and get their sea legs, or maybe they have a little bit of a construct of the business. They just need some formality put around it. Is that a fair assessment of some of your services?
It is. About 80% of the clients that we help are in that pre-revenue or in that first year of business phase, so startup phase. With that being said, we do have programs that go all the way to exit planning. So if you're in a scaling, we do have an accelerator program. We also run some statewide contracting programs. Also for like childcare businesses, we have a childcare grant that we manage to help childcare businesses scale up, maybe moving out of a at-home childcare center into a center-based version of that. So we do have scaling options, but to your point, last year we were recognized as the best startup resource in the community. We fought very hard to get that from the library because our friends at the library do a great job. But we did wrestle that out of them last year, and we're happy that we were recognized for that because the first Tuesday of every month, we're doing our Startup Day class. And that is your soup to nuts gateway into starting and scaling your business.
Okay. Now, what's the best way for folks to get a hold of you guys, and what's the process of kind of getting in the door and getting started to see what kind of programs you offer? Is it the website, or do you have an initial kind of inauguration class or introductory class?
Well, you're tapping into my brain because I think about our client experience a lot. How do we get folks to that alumni and even investing back? We have a lot of our advisors that are entrepreneurs and have been there and done it, and now they're giving back in that advisor capacity.
That's cool.
So it really starts with getting that awareness. And if you're listening to this right now, then you now are hearing about SBDC. We encourage you to visit our website first and foremost. So go to www.pikespeaksbdc.org.
Perfect.
From there, you can navigate some of our free online curriculum, see some of the upcoming trainings that we have, and then request your free sessions. Now, if you're in that pre-revenue, we have a little bit of online curriculum or that Startup Day class. And then from there, run the circuit. Get your advisors from marketing, AI, balance sheets, how to run your cash flows, all of that cool stuff.
Well, I know you and Jonathan Liebert over at the BBB are saddled up on this AI thing quite a bit. But we're going to get into Small Business Week, which is coming up May 4th through the 8th here in El Paso County. And I want to make sure I give him plenty of airtime to talk about that and invite you as a small business to come to this event. It's a spectacular way to network, get to know the leaders in the community, and how you, as the backbone of our economy, can make a difference. Back in a moment.
Picnic Basket Catering Collective. Call or find us online.
Pain doesn't just announce itself, it changes how you move. And when movement changes, everything else follows. That's when experience and coordination matters most. Dr. Craig Yeager, orthopedic sports medicine surgeon here at Colorado Springs Orthopedic Group, board-certified, fellowship-trained specialists treat the full orthopedic picture from head to toe. With our walk-in express care, advanced MRI and CT imaging, and physical therapy at 2 full-service locations, your care stays connected. Schedule today. Colorado Springs Orthopedic Group, because movement isn't optional, it's personal.
We're back here with Small Business Week second quarter. I'm your host, Dirk Hobbs. Hey, special shout out to my friends at the Colorado Springs Orthopedic Group and also our friends at the Picnic Basket Catering Collective. If you know Michelle and Kathy, you know two of the best people in town. They feed you really, really, really well. And chances are, if you've been to any business event or party of any size in this community, you've been at their table. They actually grace the cover as our People of the Year in North Magazine. We have other publications, several in fact, that rotate throughout the southeast part of the state. North and Colorado Springs meld together to create 12 months of publishing. We bought the Independent, Colorado Springs Independent, a legacy publication in this region, about a year ago, and we turned it into the SoCo Insider, which is now a covert operation for supporting sports, hospitality, entertainment, food and beverage, outdoor life, all things that connect us here in Southern Colorado. So I encourage you to subscribe to those publications. They're great. They're free. Now, the Business Digest, we got to work really hard to bring you some of the best reporting, actual live reporting, as well as long form reporting on topics that are affecting how we do business down here. And I took an opening sortie on our state's declining performance overall. I think if you're a student of business at all, you sense that in your business, but also in your community. And Brandon, as the SBDC leader, I'd be really thrilled to know what you think of kind of what that report had to say, and what's your perspective just in general on how we're performing as a state?
Yeah, thank you for the question. And this is loaded for us because
Absolutely, yeah.
We want to be very open for our businesses, and we don't want our biases to influence that. But with that being said, a lot of the KPIs that we track is how many contracts are our businesses securing, some of the increased sales that they get from the work that we're helping them with, jobs. Last year, the Colorado SBDC network helped retain and create 1,500 jobs across the state of Colorado. So when you talk about the decline in overall jobs in our state, we're doing our part to add back to that, or at least help some folks retain some of that. I will say some of the workshops we do, the sentiment can get grim at times. And that's why we pay attention to it. We, as a federally funded agency, we don't lobby on some of the issues.
Correct, right.
And of course, we pay attention to them. And it's important that our business owners know how to navigate it. If you take the childcare industry, for example, this is a lane that we service really well. We have experts. So I have a dedicated advisor in this industry at our SBDC, and we have some programs that are actually built at the state level. And then that way, when you take the curriculum, you know that it's in line with what you're allowed to do. And if you dig into it and you peel back a profit margin in that industry, it's very narrow. And it's because they're kind of burdened with legislation. There's a lot of red tape. So you have to know how to navigate that. And I think that's what really is the challenge from my perspective is, I hope that our communities and our leaders are advocating for business-friendly policies. We always hope for that. And that's why we have 2 lawyers on our team that will help you kind of navigate that as well. So you come to us, you get a free session with the generalist, you get your business plan dialed in. You might take a session with one of our couple lawyers and help understand what can you and can't you do in Colorado, because that might be different in other states.
What an invaluable resource for a small business owner just starting out. I mean, they may be really good at making widgets, right?
Yes.
Whatever that widget is, whether it's clothing or salsa or whatever it is they do.
Sure.
But they don't know these intricate components of starting and maintaining a business. And your organization offers a lot of that counseling.
That's exactly right. When we look at bills and red tape that our businesses deal with, we want it to be friendly. We want it to be easily accessible, navigatable. We have some partners, even in the city of Colorado Springs, that really work hard to help our businesses understand how to navigate that. So, of course, we are hosted by the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC. Right. They have a government affairs council, and they do a really great job vetting out some of these issues. There's some other chambers in our community that do that as well. So we really leverage their expertise and allow them to do that great work. And then we're going back and educating. So in many ways, I think of SBDC as an educator of that.
Oh, there's no question about it. An invaluable resource for small business here in the Pikes Peak region. Give us that website again real quick, so our interim listeners can grab it.
www.pikespeaksbdc.org.
.org, ladies and gentlemen.
Do I have to do the www?
Probably not.
Yeah.
You can let you can let that go. That's circa 2020.
Yeah. Maybe that's showing my age.
It died in the COVID season, I think, the www stuff. Anyway, Brandon Eldridge, Executive Director for the SBDC here in the Pikes Peak region, and pretty much throughout El Paso County. You're going to see them all around. I would encourage small business owners to get very familiar with this organization, because those resources are extraordinary, and some of those coaches are top notch. They're just retired and they're looking to give back to their community, and they are absolutely outstanding. Well, you guys got a big week coming up next.
Sure
week.
do.
So I want to touch on this, and then in the next couple of quarters really get into this.
Great.
Because I want businesses to understand they don't necessarily have to be just in that startup phase, because you have an opening event May 4th up at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, where you're going to list some companies out there. I know they've been in business for a while, and they are definitely revenue positive.
Well, you nailed it. This is our Super Bowl of the year.
Yeah.
If you're a small business owner and you haven't engaged with some of our work throughout the year, the other 51 weeks, this is a week for us to give back to you, invest into our community.
Mm-hmm.
So we encourage you, if you're an entrepreneur, this is the week to kind of set the books aside, set the strategy aside, and just come hang out and celebrate entrepreneurship with us. Of course, we're educating. We're going to have some workshops and some cool stuff, but to your point, Monday, May 4th, we are going to have a really great bash at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo this year. So our friends have opened up some space, and, they got a new exhibit opening, and we're giving a first look at the new giraffe exhibit that night.
Oh, is it opening there?
Well, so we're going to give 2 tours of the giraffe exhibit that evening.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful new space. Dave and the team over there put a lot of work, and it's a beautiful space. So that Monday evening, if you buy a ticket, it's $25 to come join us. You got 2 opportunities to tour the new space and celebrate our 6 award nominees. Well, 3 per, so that's 18 nominees, finalists.
That's right.
And 6 winners, so 6 finalists there. We have a new category this year, Dirk. So in my time at SBDC, I keep hearing about micro business. So people always ask me, what's a small business? And broadly defined, it's 500 employees or less. That's big.
That's big for a lot of companies here.
And to be fair, that's almost 99% of all businesses that we see. So we need something for those small guys that have 10 or less employees.
There you go.
So this year we started the Micro Business of the Year. It was our most popular nomination portal this year. We had over 100 applicants in this category.
Wow.
So if you had 10 employees or less, you were eligible for you had to be in business for a year. And I'm just so excited to see our finalists in this category. We get to celebrate that spirit, the entrepreneurial journey, if you will. And that night's going to be awesome. So I hope people will join us at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. You can find tickets for that, by the way. It's a very similar URL. So it's Pikes Peak SBW.com. So smallbusinessweek.com.
But it's .com in this case.
Yes,
Got
you
it. Okay. Can you get tickets for just the award ceremony?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's great is we have 5 events throughout the week. And if you want to just come to it all, buy an all access pass. You can get some AI education on Tuesday morning, hang out with us with some local legislative folks. So we have City Councilman Risley joining us.
Excellent.
And we also have a county commissioner joining us.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jesse Kimber and Crystal Latier, both economic developers here locally.
Excellent.
So Wednesday is a listening tour. And so what it allows is our businesses to talk about what's really impacting your ability to run your business. We do a readout to those folks, and then they take that and kind of digest it and take it back to their peers. And sometimes that information makes its way to the state. So if all of this, where you led off about some of the bills and policy changes, if that interests you as an entrepreneur, Wednesday is the day for you to come join us.
Well, and I would say to small business owners and entrepreneurs, now's the time to really set the stage for how you want to do business going forward in the future. So start making your voice heard now. But before you do that, get to know the legislative components that are in play. Read the bills carefully. Then work with the SBDC or the EDC in the chambers to get an understanding of what that's going to translate out into your business. I think a lot of times people will read the bill and they'll think they understand it, but they don't necessarily understand the unintended consequences or the bigger picture, Brandon. Is that part of what you guys kind of help them navigate as well?
If you come on Wednesday next week, you're going to get a first look at that first stage of process and getting into that world. And so it's a really great way to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs who are concerned or excited about policy. And you're going to have a chance at those table discussions to talk about sign permits or sales tax or whatever it is that's truly impacting your business. Now, to be fair, these are local legislators. So these are local folks that are under local policy. It's not state, but as we mentioned, it's a great way to start learning about that process and getting more involved.
And the language they use and how the process is done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's very cumbersome when you read the 4-bill component that's in the General Assembly right now. It is so confusing. I mean, I think there's one of the 3 bills that's fairly clear, and that is you're going to get taxed now on downloadable software. Okay. No, thank you. That's just one piece of it. That's the least of it. But there are several other components that just add so much administrative and cost burden on the businesses.
Yeah.
You really need to take a close look at those folks. And the SBDC is generally not a political organization.
That's
they
right.
are really here to serve you as a business counselor, help you get your sea legs and know where to go for those things. But in this day and age, legislation is affecting the way we do business in Southern Colorado. We want to help affect a positive change and be the pro-business community we know we are. We're back in the next quarter with Brandon. He's going to do a deeper dive in Small Business Week. As he said, this is their Super Bowl of the year. Small Business Week in the Pikes Peak region coming up May 4th through May 8th. Back in a moment.
The Picnic Basket Catering Collective. Call or find us online.
Pain doesn't just announce itself, it changes how you move. And when movement changes, everything else follows. That's when experience and coordination matters most. Dr. Craig Yeager, orthopedic sports medicine surgeon here at Colorado Springs Orthopedic Group, board-certified, fellowship-trained specialists treat the full orthopedic picture from head to toe. With our walk-in express care, advanced MRI and CT imaging, and physical therapy at 2 full-service locations, your care stays connected. Schedule today. Colorado Springs Orthopedic Group, because movement isn't optional, it's personal.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Third quarter here of the Business Digest radio program. I am your host, Dirk Hobbs. Welcome back to the show. We are with Brandon Eldridge, who is the Executive Director for the Pikes Peak SBDC Small Business Development Center. For those of you who are new to that conversation, if you are starting a business, or you're an entrepreneur and you've got some things in your mind that you would like to put into a formal business process, this is a wonderful place to start. They have a lot of incredible resources, a lot of them available to you at no charge. And Brandon will kind of unpack some of the additional value proposition of the SBDC throughout the course of this conversation. If you missed any part of this, first half of the conversation, you can go back to Spotify, iHeart, or Apple Podcast, or YouTube, and look up Business Digest Radio, and you can pick up the first half of our conversation where we started with a little bit about the week coming ahead, which is Small Business Week in the Pikes Peak region, May 4th through the 8th. Our first event is at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, a very special occasion up there for several organizations who are going to be recognized in various categories this year. Brandon, welcome back, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Glad you're here.
We're so excited for next week.
Yeah, this is your Super Bowl, as you said.
Yeah. And, it's not just us. This is a great opportunity for us to show community collaboration. Mm-hmm. So this is the 19th year my organization has been involved in this week. But we get to do it with the BBB of Southern Colorado, so the Better Business Bureau. So Jonathan Liebert and his team, they have a fantastic operation over there. And if you want your business to build trust in the community, they're a great place to turn to.
Indeed.
And as you mentioned, some AI stuff too, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that in a minute.
And then also the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC, we're hosted by them, but this is a collaboration with them too. And so if you're looking for great opportunities to network, get involved in multi-layers, the economic development part of it, there's just so many facets to what they're doing. And so the three of us put this on, and we're hosted this year once again by U.S. Bank. And U.S. Bank has consistently invested in our small business community and the workshops that we're doing. So we're excited to have Chio Jim Harris, the whole folks over there, they're going to do a great job this week as well. So
I know Chio. Chio's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was our small business champion of the year last year.
Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. U.S. Bank's a great partner here in the community, and especially for Small Business Week. All right. So we kind of teased out the big awards ceremony on Monday, the 4th, from 4:30 to 7 at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. So what's next? I mean, you guys have a pretty packed week.
Yeah, so we have 5 events all week, and you can find tickets on pikespeaksbdw.com.
Okay.
Buy an all-access pass and come to all events. You get a little discount for buying the whole package. Monday, we'll be at the zoo taking tours of the giraffe exhibit and giving away our 6 awards. Tuesday, as we mentioned, we're going to be at a brand new venue called Tava House in Woodland Park. It's so new that nobody's even really been there yet. And it literally overlooks the mountain. It looks like it's from Aspen. It's a beautiful venue. We can't wait to have our AI workshop up there. Wednesday morning, we're going to be downtown at Harvey House, so Catalyst Campus, doing that listening tour, talking about what's really impacting small business. Thursday, we're giving away a $50,000 AI prize package. So we're doing a pitch competition. So we have 8 finalists that are going to be competing to get an AWS technical service package. So these businesses have an idea on how to maybe create some agents or some AI automation into their business. And they're going to be pitching that plan in 5 minutes. And we would love for the community to come out and support them, be their cheerleader, root them on, and help them deliver the best presentation that night. So Thursday evening, we're going to be at this place called Mentally Strong. Dr. B and her team are doing great work, and we're excited to tap into that venue. And then Friday, we got to celebrate. So we do our closing ceremonies. We'll be joined by Mayor Yemi that evening at Trainwreck downtown. And I can tell you that we've got so many door prizes, I don't know what to do with. We generally give about $2,000 worth of door prizes away.
Really?
So we have a lot of generous folks in the community that help us give away snack packs and baskets and gift certificates and the whole galore.
Yep.
So we're going to give away a lot of stuff. If you buy a $25 ticket, you'll probably get double that in prices.
Very good. And that's a Trainwreck.
At Trainwreck, yes, sir.
Downtown Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's back up to pitch night. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the name of the venue again is?
Mentally Strong.
Okay. Where is that, Jeff?
It's just right off of I-25, north of Fillmore.
Got it. Okay.
So it's on the right side there.
Okay, so all of those who are presenting have already been selected, and they're kind of teed up and ready to go. Yep. And they have to do this in 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, so they get a 5-minute pitch and then 2-minute Q&A. Our judges, we have a panel of 5 judges. Okay. Of course, U.S. Bank's going to be there with us. So we got a couple of judges there. And the 8 finalists, they're going to get to pitch their AI idea. Okay. And if they win, the prize package allows them to get free technical support from some very mature AI folks. This is a national organization called Predictive. They're now called NClouds. And I met them through the ASBDC, so that's our national accreditation. And going back to that, Dirk, our organization, we're the only nationally accredited organization that provides free one-on-one consultation. So we're very unique in that space.
Special, yes.
So I get to go to our national conference once a year, and I met these folks, James and his team. So they're flying in. We're going to give away a big prize package. It's just a great way for you to invest into your business. And if you're not pitching, which most of you won't be, it's a great night to just come and see what ideas other businesses have. I know one of our finalists, Dale, he's going to be doing a really neat platform. He's gotten into vibe coding, and he's got a really neat platform. I hope you guys will come check it out. I'm going to tease it a little bit because I think you'll want to use his product down the line.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good tease. Well, it also gives small business owners who are looking to grow their company, raise some seed money, some angel investment, maybe even VC capital downstream. This is a great opportunity for you to see at kind of a low barrier to entry how to pitch your business and what makes an effective pitch and how evaluators are translating the information you're presenting and your value proposition and your business model and all those things. Obviously, having gotten a lot of coaching from the SBDC prior to when you get there, right?
Yeah. I love that you say that. If anybody knows France at Boodlebox, I got to go to a speech that he did, and he talked about overcoming challenges. And, before he got his real big, awesome contract, he said he had to pitch over 150 times. And every time you do, you probably get a little bit better, a little tweak it here, a little tweak there. And I want to encourage our businesses, if you're seeking VC, if you're seeking capital, if you're looking for investors or even just collaborators, really work on that pitch and dial it in and practice it a lot. So this is one of those opportunities. Our friends at XI have a pitch night once a month.
That's right.
Go hang out with them, practice over there. I mean, there's so many resources in our community, and I just would say, do it. Just get out there and do it.
And then we know UCCS has a lot of collaborative programs as well. They have the garage up there, C3 Innovation. There's a lot going throughout Southeast Colorado. Emerging campus in Trinidad and Florence. And for our listeners out in Canyon City, you've got other programs out there that are germinating some of these small business programs. So one of the things that's really interesting that I see are some of the larger corporations are going to some of these more rural communities and setting up these little incubators and accelerators. The talent, first of all, it exposes the talent pool in that community, be they graduates from college or graduates from high school, to other careers that they normally wouldn't have come in contact with. So I agree with you. I mean, even if you're not planning to raise money, pitching your company is always a good idea because it allows you to hear and others to hear and interpret what they think of your business when you do present it. Are the right things coming out of your mouth? Are you positioning and coordinating your message such that they know exactly what you do? A lot of us have complicated businesses, but are you conveying enough to get them in the door and take a closer look? Another piece of the puzzle that Tuesday I'm particularly interested in as well, Brandon, because AI is obviously top of mind for most small businesses. And frankly, you and the BBB, you and Jonathan are the dynamic duo when it comes to AI in El Paso County for sure. And I think it's spilling over into other regions.
Of course.
But this is an exciting opportunity for people to really get into the AI conversation and learn some of the fundamentals and what to do perhaps.
Well, you're kind to say I'm riding Jonathan's coattails, but he and I
think we all are.
Yeah. He and I got to be a founder of the AI Alliance with him, and we have a group of influencers in the AI space, and boy, do we have some talented folks on the Front Range. And this is not exclusive to the Pikes Peak region, but Jonathan has some really great friends in the AI world, and he needs to because he's doing a lot of education on this. And, if you're an organization that has maybe 20 employees and you haven't created an AI policy yet, I would implore you to reach out to the BBB, have Jonathan Liebert come over, do a presentation for your group, because he's helping guide folks into how to incorporate this, especially in these scaled up businesses. But to your point, if you're a small business owner and you're still testing the waters and you're still afraid of the robots taking over, but you know that you got to start using it, Tuesday morning's a great chance. Our brand new venue, Tava House, as I mentioned, and Jonathan's going to have a great conversation. Every year during Small Business Week, he's unveiling some really cool new stuff. And if you're paying attention at all, ChatGPT just came out with like 5 new models this last week.
That's right.
And it's very competitive. And the way I see AI isn't necessarily that we need to build all of these agents and let them run our businesses, but rather allow that as a tool to help us grow our business so that we can do what we're really passionate about. We talked about this earlier about, if you are really great at widgets and doing what you do, maybe you're a chiropractor and you went to school to be a chiropractor. Wouldn't it be great if you could have some automation and some technology built into your business plan? So Jonathan's here to help teach on how to do a lot of that. And what better way than using AI right now?
And generally speaking, the tools are only as smart as the input you give them. Is that a fair assessment?
It is. I mean, obviously, we've heard the reports that they're going to be smarter than us soon.
Well, someday, but not yet.
Not yet. But we also encourage responsible use of this. And I'm really sensitive to the fact that our creative industry, we don't want to replace a marketing agency with an AI bot, right? We want our marketing folks, we want our graphic designers, we want the folks that have that beautiful brain to be able to flourish in our new society of this. But at the same time, we've got to create some efficiencies. And when this first started rolling out about 3 years ago, I kept hearing the term level the playing scale. It's helping you keep the scale.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you're investing $1 in AI today, the big boxes are investing 100, right? So they're tenfold what you're doing. You've got to figure out where it is in your business plan.
And they're going to help us do that on Tuesday of Small Business Week. That's May 5th. And that's going to be at
Hava House in Woodland Park.
All right, we're back with Brandon Eldridge, who's going to talk a little bit more about some of those finalists who we're going to meet on May 4th.
The Picnic Basket Catering Collective. Call or find us online.
Pain doesn't just announce itself, it changes how you move. And when movement changes, everything else follows. That's when experience and coordination matters most. Dr. Craig Yeager, orthopedic sports medicine surgeon here at Colorado Springs Orthopedic Group, board-certified, fellowship-trained specialists treat the full orthopedic picture from head to toe. With our walk-in express care, advanced MRI and CT imaging, and physical therapy at 2 full-service locations, your care stays connected. Schedule today. Colorado Springs Orthopedic Group, because movement isn't optional, it's personal.
All right, we're back here in the fourth quarter with Business Digest Radio. I'm your host, Dirk Hobbs. Again, a special shout out to one of our key underwriters, Colorado Springs Orthopedic Group, and our good friends over at the Picnic Basket Catering Collective. Thank you guys for underwriting the program. We appreciate you. And if you'd like more information on how you too can be a sponsor, both with radio ads and video commercial ads for this programming, give us a call at 719-330-7448 or info@coloradomediagroup.com. If you're looking to keep up with this week's business or any business throughout region, our coverage area is from Douglas County south to Trinidad and from Canyon City east to Kansas. So basically, that's our macro economy in the region we cover, and we're very proud to cover everything from agriculture to aerospace and defense and everything in between. Go to socodigest.com, sign up for your weekly distribution of our top news reports. Keep in the know, understand the economics. Some of our partners are amazing. The Colorado Springs Chamber EDC, the Small Business Development Center, the BBB, the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs Economic Forum, and dozens of other subject matter experts contribute content to this publication and this news outlet on a regular basis. You can also pick up our Business Insider with Fox 21 on Monday mornings around dark 30, but it's about 6:40 in the morning with Craig and Abby, but you can watch it on their website and ours in perpetuity. So if you have something to say, or you have a new business launching or are expanding your footprint in the region, we'd love to tell that business story. Give us a call again at that number, 719-330-7448 or info@coloradomediagroup.com. All right, back to business here. Small Business Week, May 4th through the 8th. That's next week. They're kicking it off at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo with an awards presentation. Brandon Eldridge is the executive director of one of the 3 main partners of the group, putting on Small Business Week here. He is the executive director of the SBDC. His partners over at the BBB, Jonathan Liebert, and of course, the good folks at the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC, John and Rita Claymire and company, will also be in attendance supporting this great event. Welcome back, brother.
Right. Thank you.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it, though. And you guys are presented by U.S. Bank this year. Congratulations to them. And it's a great sponsorship. They're good partners of the small business community in this region. And the awards category, I want to touch on this because I want to express the importance and significance of this whole week in this process, because we do recognize and celebrate excellence in small business in Southern Colorado, as well as some of our larger businesses in the region in our big economic clusters and sectors here that drive our economy. But you've got some great categories here. Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award. So what kind of is that about, and how does one get nominated for that process?
Sure. Well, similar to your 40 under 40, we have a age criteria for this one.
Okay.
So sorry, you and I are out.
We're out. All right, fair.
But if you're 35 or younger, we're looking for great entrepreneurs that are growing and scaling their business. There's always a time curriculum to all of our awards, so at least a year in business for most of them.
Okay.
Our champion of the year, which we'll get to, you have to be in business 3 years for that one. But just to touch on the process a little bit, we go through a nominations period of time. And when a business gets nominated, or an entrepreneur in this case, it has to get validated. And so they do have to, certify that they are still in business, kind of like the BBB standards of trust, if you will.
Absolutely.
That validation process allows our judges then to go through, and they go through a very meticulous process. Where we redact names and we allow our judges to be really as unbiased as possible about the package.
Yeah.
So the stronger the narrative, the more details they provide about how they're creating impact in the community, all of those things really get factored into the finalists.
And when do you guys start evaluating those
So
nominations?
early in the year, we open the portal every year. And what's great about our new website, the Pikes Peak SBW.com, the BBB is managing that, and it's going to be a website that you can also visit in perpetuity. And we're going to publish the ground rules and the criteria and all the things year round. So when the portal opens up in early January, it's a great chance to start assessing whether you think you're a good candidate.
Perfect. All right. Well, this year's finalists are Line X of Colorado Springs, Sam Talrico from Gourmet, Event Flow and Talrico Ventures, and then Kelsey Swen from Good Intentions. So good luck to those three nominees for the Young Entrepreneur of the Year award. But they are out there and hopefully eagerly anticipating their victory here. Yeah. Small Business Champion Award. Tell us a little bit about that one.
This is somebody who's investing their time and talent back into the community for our entrepreneur community.
All right.
So great folks. As we mentioned last year, it was Chio Scott with US Bank. We've seen folks like Heather McBroom in the past win this. So just great champions for the entrepreneurial world.
And same timeline for nominations. Are all these pretty much the same? Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
And so the finalists there, Beth Taylor from Colorado Apex Accelerator, Trevor Deerdorf from Amnet, and Melissa Scruggs from the Financial Talent Group. Good luck to the three of you.
Yeah.
Family-owned small business award. What's that one about?
Well, with any criteria, we're just looking that your family's involved. And the narrative here helps if you can talk about how maybe your spouse or your kids have helped you grow your business. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs treat it like a solo journey, and we all know that it's not.
Nope.
It takes a village. And many times it's your own kin that are helping you with that. So family-owned just recognizes the whole package, not just the entrepreneur themselves.
Again, same timeline for nominations.
Yep.
Seven Stryker from Pencas Motor Company, David Leinwember from Anglers Cubby. Many of you know him as a city councilman. And Ava Robinson, Smith Plumbing and Heating. Good luck to the three of you. Okay. Small Business Person of the Year.
So this one's our toughest criteria because I will take the winner here and I will nominate them for a national award. So oftentimes we're looking for a very dynamic winner. Savon won this last year with Bob Pincus, and it helps us build a strong presence at a national level. So we are looking for really great candidates in this. You do have to be in business 3 years. Okay. And this is probably the most intense package that you have to put together.
Okay. And the finalists for that are Jackie Lujan of the Lighthouse Early Care and Education, Fred Ramirez at Apache Electric, and Brandy Dietz at Elevated Entrances. Good luck to the three of you. And our Veteran-Owned Small Business Award. I love that you guys are doing this.
Yeah. And, the Women's Chamber now has a Veteran Women-Owned Small Business Winner of the Year as well. Last year, during our Veterans Conference, which we're now rebranding to Mission Colorado on November 4th, our Veteran-Owned Small Business of the Year, this is great. As I mentioned, 30% of my clients come from the veteran community, and it's a great way for our community to honor those who have served. So this is a great award. I will put a plug here. Our friends at VBOC and Mount Carmel, they are the award sponsor for that one.
Wonderful.
So we're really honored to be able to support this winner, and they will get to come to the conference in November at no cost.
Very good. So Bob McLaughlin will certainly be there, I'm sure.
Well, he's going to be out of town for this one, but Joe Regan of VBOC is going to be our rep. That's
wonderful.
Yeah.
The finalists there, Sam Westfall from Valor Archery Challenge, James Garofalo, Locan Behavioral Health. He was also a 40 under 40 winner this year. And Elda Marie Riviera, Bellona Financial Solutions. Good luck to the three of you. Also, Bob and Mount Carmel will be on the cover celebrating their 10th anniversary this year. On the cover of North coming up here in June. So
that's great.
Yeah, it is good. It's an amazing organization.
They do amazing work.
Micro Business of the Year Award. This is a great category.
Oh boy, this is my baby and my brainchild.
Love
it. Being that we service so many businesses that are in this lane, I just felt compelled to make sure that we had this space. So 10 employees or less in business for at least 1 year. We love to see them scaling, growing, creating impact in our community, and having influence on their peers. So I'm really excited for this award. We had more nominations for this than any other award in the history of us doing this.
Well, 10 employees and under, I mean, that opens up, because if you're a small business and you got 10 or 15 employees and you're thinking, they're never going to see me. I'm just a little mom and pop shop. You open that door, brother. Good for you. Finalists here, Melissa Scruggs, Financial Talent Group, Corrine Williams, Colonel Mustard Sandwich Emporium.
Great food.
It is actually very good food. I've had some of their. Yes, it is.
The winners are already locked in, so I can do a plug for them. Colonel Mustard's is fantastic sandwiches.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. They are actually really good. Sandy Griffin, Colorado Springs Health and Fitness Expo. That's a fantastic event here in Southern Colorado.
What a great lineup, man. Yeah. We just have such great entrepreneurs.
Yes,
in this community.
Do. Well, congratulations to all three of you. You, Jonathan, Jonna. I mean, you guys have done something extraordinary here with Small Business Week. Obviously, this isn't your first rodeo. You got a great theme this year, navigating the small business safari.
That's right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who did your visuals?
So we work with Creative Consortium. That team, if you have an event, you need to tap into Creative Consortium. They're doing beautiful work. They've got this really awesome manufacturing facility where they're making the materials right on site. I love those guys.
Well, they did a great job on the visuals. Great marketing campaign. Little badge we'll throw up here on the screen. You can actually see it. It's really clever. But this is going to be a fantastic week. So for our listeners and viewers, Brandon, walk us through the week one more time, how to get tickets, and what we can expect, some of the highlights from the week.
Yeah, so if you're looking to come and participate for the week, we encourage you to go to Pikes Peak SBDC.com. That's smallbusinessweek.com. And we're going to kick off on Monday at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo with our awards bash. Get a couple free tours or complimentary tours of the giraffe exhibit. Tuesday, we're going to be at Tava House in Woodland Park doing AI and learning from Jonathan Liebert and his group and his team. Wednesday, we're doing our listening tour at Catalyst Campus with some local electeds and a really great opportunity to engage like-minded entrepreneurs. Thursday evening, come be our cheerleader for our business pitchers. $50,000 prize package at stake.
Big deal.
And then Friday, just come and celebrate with our mayor, with our stakeholders, with our community. And we have a lot of door prizes to give away. So if you want to win something, that's probably the night to come to. I got so much stuff I don't know what to do with, Dirk.
Well, hopefully it's warm enough to play volleyball.
Well, might be a little cool, but we're hoping for some good weather.
We're hoping for some good weather. Brandon, thanks for walking us through this upcoming week. Again, it's their Super Bowl of business for small business here in Southern Colorado. It's the Small Business Week here in the Pikes Peak region, May 4th through May 8th. Register. Be there, have fun, and learn. Next up for the Business Digest, we have outstanding in-depth coverage of all things Space Symposium. So if you're even attended that event, you can definitely claim or witness to the fact that you can't get to everything. So we had a bunch of reporters on the ground who have done some great unique features that you're going to see on May 5th. So make sure you crack open your Business Digest. Again, for Brandon Eldridge at the SBDC and our friends at Colorado Springs Orthopedic Group, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
You've been listening to Business Digest Radio, Colorado's source for business, workforce, and economic development news. Find us on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and at socodigest.com. To be featured on the show, email info@coloradomediagroup.com.